Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to be hopping into the final stages of the Fusion's EZA here. For the final two stages I'll be showing here, we'll be going up against Karoli. As long as you have a good crossover team, this Fusion EZA is very easy. I opted here to go with the Super Saiyan 4 variant of the team, just because I like running the Super Saiyan 4s a whole bunch. And even with two URs, the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Bardock, we were able to easily clear it, no problem. Now God Trunks is going to be doing most of the damage here in both runs on this stage. God Trunks, if you don't have him, is absolutely amazing on the Dragon Ball Heroes team. He can be a little lackluster on other teams if he's not surrounded by Dragon Ball Heroes units, but on this team, he is a god, no pun intended. So with Vegito finishing off Karoli here, we were able to beat this stage with no difficulty whatsoever. Now the final stage, stage 30, is a little bit more difficult than this one, but nothing we can't handle with this team. You can bring even more powerful crossover units and decimate this stage even faster, but I just prefer running the Super Saiyan 4s because I don't get to use them all too often. I've personally been really excited for this EZA because I've been wanting to EZA the Barlot for a long time now. I just really like the character design of him and how he looks and everything, and I've been wanting to run him, but in his current state with no EZA, he's just absolutely useless. And really, so were the other three. None of them were really runnable at all. They didn't have very good defense or attack stats even. They would just get decimated in any stage you take them into. So them getting their EZAs is a huge improvement for the crossover category and for the fusions category. This rotation that's on the screen right now, the God Trunks and the Xeno Vegeta, I actually really enjoy running this rotation all the time. Whenever I'm running a team with God Trunks on him, I like to bring this Xeno Vegeta, because not only does he count as support for Dragon Ball Heroes units, he also is giving Trunks that buff that he needs to have Dragon Ball Heroes units on the rotation with him. Alright, so we're coming into the final rotation here, and then after this we'll go into an overview of the units. Trunks should be able to clear out Karoli here with one attack, and then we'll move on. Out of these units, I would say my least favorite is probably Pandel. I'm just not a fan of her character design at all. And like I said before, my most favorite is definitely Barlot. Well, Trunks decided to leave Karoli alive with one bit of health just to make me wrong, so good on him for that. But now that Brawly's finishing him off, we'll go ahead and move on to the character overview. Also, real quick before we leave this stage, I forgot to mention how much I love the OST for this Fusion's EZA, and when I'm grinding it later on auto mode, I'll definitely be jamming out to it. Alright, so here we have Ballpan, the first unit we're going to be going over. Her super attack effect is raise attack and defense for one turn and cause supreme damage to the enemy. And her passive skill is the Grand Wish, attack and defense plus 150%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% per fusion category ally self-excluded attacking in the same turn. All allies key plus 3 when HP is 30% or more. High chance of attacks being effective against all types and high chance of guarding attacks. Her links are Battlefield Diva, GT, More Than Meets the Eye, Shattering the Limit, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, and the Saiyan Lineage. Her categories are Peppy Gals, Hybrid Saiyans, Crossover, Fusion, and Youth. Now we'll be moving on to our next unit, Karoli. His super attack effect is Gigantic Spirit Bomb, which does supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. His passive skill is Courageous Soul. Attack and defense plus 260%, launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming super attack, plus an additional attack plus 59% when the target is stunned. His links are Super Saiyan, the Saiyan Lineage, Fuse Fighter, Saiyan Warrior Race, Berserker, and Shattering the Limit. His categories are Fusion and Crossover. Now moving on to our next unit, Pandel. Her super attack effect is cause supreme damage to enemies and lower attack and defense. Her passive skill is the Whoop of Victory. Attack and defense plus 150%, all allies attack and defense plus 30%, attack and defense plus 10%, and chance of evading enemies' attack including super attacks plus 7% per fusion category ally on the team. Her links are Battlefield Diva, Infighter, Fuse Fighter, GT, the Saiyan Lineage, and Shattering the Limit. Her categories are Peppy Gals, Hybrid Saiyans, Fusion, and Crossover. Now finally, our last unit here is Barlot. His super attack effect is greatly raise attack and defense for one turn and cause supreme damage to the enemy. His passive skill is Join Souls. Randomly change key spears of a certain type SDR excluded to SDR key spears. Attack and defense plus 30% per key spear obtained, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% and a chance of performing a critical hit, plus 15% with 3 or more key spears obtained. High chance of launching an additional super attack with 5 or more key spears obtained, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 15% with 7 or more key spirits obtained. His links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, Fused Fighter, Shattering the Limit, the Saiyan Lineage, Family Ties, and Experienced Fighters. His categories are Fusion and Crossover. Now we're going to be moving on to the Fusion Story event, where we can acquire the 3 free-to-play characters, Pinich, Tekka, and Yamhan. This story event, as with every other one, is extremely easy. Now the drop rate here is correlated to how many fusion characters you bring. So you're going to want to bring a team of as many LR fusion characters as you can, and then TURs after that. I could have brought more LRs, but I decided to bring the new Fusions EZAs just so I can get some extra link levels in on them. So in this first stage here, if you fight the Barlot like I am, you'll receive Barlot medals, and if you go to the other fight, you'll receive either a character from the drop or a random item. Now, most players are going to need Barlot medals, as the only way to get them for a long time, if you hadn't already priorly done this fusion event, was to get them from the Baba exchange shop, and you had to get lucky for them to appear. And if you weren't looking in the shop all the time, you probably wouldn't have gotten them. So I'm assuming a lot of players are going to be able to finally awaken their Barlot and be very happy. Speaking of Barlot, we got a link level for him, which is exactly why I brought him along. And now, with that being done, we'll go ahead and hop into the second stage here. This stage is where you can go ahead and recruit Yamhan and also get the medals to awaken all 3 of the free-to-play units. If you go to the left, you'll get a chance to get Yamhan, and if you go to the right, you'll get the medals to awaken all 3 of them. We're going to go ahead and fight Yamhan because I want to start getting him so I can raise his super attack up and get his hidden potential filled out. I was going to try and get an attack set here for Karali, just so we could get it in the video after we EZA'd him and went over him, but I couldn't get enough key for him, so I said screw it. I'm going to be doing a showcase on all the Fusion EZAs as soon as I get them to link level 10, so we'll be able to see plenty from Karali there. But right now we'll just let the Goku and Vegeta handle this. This Tech Goku and Vegeta, by the way, are definitely one of my favorite units in the entire game. Their active skill is also one of my favorites, and their OST is absolutely my favorites. I love this unit to death. But now we're done with the stage here, and we're getting a couple link levels here, which is good for us. That's exactly why I brought these units. So now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the overview of the 3 free-to-play units. Alright, here with our first unit, Pinich. His super attack effect is cause supreme damage to the enemy and lowers defense. His passive skill is Training Beyond Time and Space, Ki plus 2, attack and defense plus 100%, plus an additional attack plus 80% when performing a super attack. His links are Saiyan Warrior Race, The Innocence, Tough as Nails, Saiyan Lineage, More Than Meets the Eye, and Shattering the Limit. His categories are Dragon Ball Seekers, Crossover, and Youth. Now, moving on to our second unit here, Tekka. His super attack effect is cause supreme damage to the enemy and lowers defense. His passive skill is Venture Beyond Time and Space. Attack and defense plus 100%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% when there is another crossover category ally attacking in the same turn. High chance of allies attack and defense plus 25%. His links are Courage, More Than Meets the Eye, Infighter, Kamehameha, Hero, and Shattering the Limit. His categories are Dragon Ball Seekers, Kamehameha, Crossover, Youth, and Earthlings. Now, moving on to our final unit here is Yamhan. His super attack effect is cause supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. And his passive skill is Yamcha and Tien's Power. Attack and defense plus 120%, plus an additional attack plus 60%, and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when performing a super attack if HP is 80% or less. Ki plus 6, plus an additional attack plus 60% when HP is 80% or less only once. That passive sure says super attack a lot. Anyways, moving on to his links, they are Z-Fighter, Dodonmaru, Fuse Fighter, Infighter, Kamehameha, and Shattering the Limit. And his categories are Fusion, Crossover, Earthlings, and Time Limit. Just a quick reminder, these 3 free-to-play units here will EZA in the future. But other than that, I have nothing else for you guys today. The showcase for these guys will be out as soon as I link level 10 them, and have a good one.